Curse of the Seven Deadly Sins by Colton. When a warlock steals the 7 deadly sins, he escapes to Earth, then releases them into the world. But not far behind is a wizard that needs to stop him and rescue humanity from the 7 deadly sins. Cheduhines. Billions of years from Earth, a bedroom appears. James Holminski appears sleeping. An alarm clock reads 27:30 a.m. An owl flies into the bedroom, then hoots loudly. James wakes up. The owl stops hooting. "Morning, Master Holminski," said the owl. "Morning," said James. "Would you like to hear your plans for the day?" asked the owl. "Definitely. Run through it," said James. At 28:00, you have breakfast ready. 29:00, you have a meeting with the Board of the Universes. At 1 o'clock, you have a tour around the Cheduhines prison. Then after that, your schedule is free," said the owl. "Thank you," said James, opening a drawer. Then grabbing a dead rat. The owl flies, grabs the dead rat, then goes out the window. James walks towards the bathroom door, then presses a button. The bathroom door goes down. James walks into the bathroom. The shower turns on. Footsteps are walking. James walks into the dining room, then sits down. A plate rises from the table. A tube is slowly being lowered from the ceiling. A rumbling sound comes from the tube. A pile of mush falls onto the plate. The tube rises towards the ceiling. James grabs a fork, then starts eating the pile of mush. The fork scoops up the last pile of mush. James eats the last of the pile of mush, then places the fork onto the plate. The plate lowers into the table. An office door goes down. James walks into the office. The office door rises up. A few holograms of people appear. "Mr. James Holminski. Nice to see you, son," said number 1. "You too, sir," said James. "We are here today to discuss the determination of prisoner 187AZ. Mr. Christopher Holt," said man number 2. "I say we send him to the predator pit," said woman number 1. "No, the predator pit isn't in option," said number 3. "How about letting him go?" asked woman number 2. "We're not letting a murderer go," said James. "Who said he's a murderer?" "No one saw anything," said woman number 2. "But his prints were around the body," said number 2. "Please, everyone. We must decide on his fate by 30:00. If we don't decide, he'll be released," said number 1. I don't want to interrupt, but time's up, Ambassador," said James. Cheduhines prison appears. Christopher Holt appears, then approaches guard number 1 and guard number 2. The chains are being uncuffed. Christopher laughs, then walks out of the cell door. A car appears. Christopher gets into the car. The car drives away. James appears at his desk writing. "More ink," said James. An octopus squirts ink onto the desk. The pen is being dipped into the ink. Knock on the office door. The office door goes down. Number 1 appears. "Mr. Holminski," said number 1. "Ambassador," said James, standing up. "Please, sit down. I just wanted to check on you, especially with Christopher Holt being released." "I know I'm a little angry," said number 1. "I'm angry, just not like how mad you are," said James. The car stops. "Here you are, sir," said driver number 1. "Thank you," said Christopher's eyes turn black. Driver number 1 holds his throat, then gasps his last breath. The passenger door opens. Christopher gets out of the car. A black mass forms around the car. The car disappears. Christopher is walking, then goes into an abandoned building. People are looking up. Sir, you're back, said number 4. Yes, now what's new with the world? The TV screen turns on. The channels are continuously changing. Christopher looks. Wait. Turn it back, said Christopher. The channel turns back. They said, and quote, Jesus died for your sins, and quote, and everyone knows the 7 deadly sins: wrath, gluttony, sloth, lust, envy, pride and greed. And where can people actually find these demonic sins? None other than Chedjuhine's vault, said woman number 3. I know my next plan, said Christopher. Chedjuhine's vault appears. People are walking around. A black mass appears, floating through the cracks of the ground. People are screaming. The black mass is absorbing people. The people's skeletons appear. The front doors open. People stop. You must not go any further, said security guard number 1. Christopher's eyes turn black. Security guards are rising into the air. A cracking sound. Security guards are falling onto the floor. Folks, stay calm. I'm just here for the vault. Christopher raises his hand. The vault slowly opens. Christopher walks into the vault. 7 jars appear on the floor. The 7 deadly sins, said Christopher. Both James and number 1 are sitting in the office. Woman number 4 walks into the office. Sorry to interrupt, but Christopher Holt is destroying the Chedjuhine's vault, said woman number 4. All 7 jars are floating around Christopher. I can feel all the power, said Christopher. A white light hits the vault wall. Christopher looks. James appears. Put those jars down and raise your hands. You're under arrest, said James. I don't think so, said Christopher's eyes turn black. James moves. The black mass appears. Damn, said James, pointing his staff. A white light shines. The black mass floats away. Christopher whistles. The black mass floats towards Christopher. Sorry, I'd love to stay, but I think it's time to leave this place, said Christopher. The black mass surrounds Christopher, then disappears. James looks around. No, Ambassador, Christopher is gone. Locate him, said James. A beeping sound. I can't locate him, said number 1. Keep searching. He's somewhere, said James. Wait, hold on. Maybe we're looking in the wrong place, said number 1. Where should we look? Asked James. Further out of our universe. Another world, said number 1. The beeping sound continues. Earth appears. Where is that? Asked James. In a universe called the Milky Way. Earth, said number 1. Then that's where I'm heading, said James. What? Asked number 1. I'm heading to Earth, said James. Earth, Abbeville, Alabama. The black mass slowly forms. Christopher appears. The black mass is floating around. Christopher, we're here. A new world. Which means a new place to rule. And probably without any authority. But if there is, I'll have a plan, said Christopher, raising the 7 jars, then smiles. Brittany Howells appears behind the counter. I'll have a latte, said woman number 5. Brittany grabs a cup, fills it, then hands it to woman number 5. That'll be $7.50, said Brittany. Woman number 5 hands the money to Brittany. Eric Hauer appears carrying a box. Got our shipment today, said Eric. Oh, cool, said Brittany. Yeah, the others are bringing in the other boxes, said Eric. All right, said Brittany. The box is being placed down. Eric Heckman and Michael Havard appear at a table. My boss offered me a raise, but I told him And quat, no, and quat, said Eric. You should have taken the raise, said Michael. I haven't worked for that money, said Eric. You know, Eric, I don't know if anyone told you, but you have too much pride in your soul. Most people would have taken that raise, said Michael, turning his head. Woman number 6 and woman number 7 appear waving at Michael. Michael winks at both woman number 6 and woman number 7. Both woman number 6 and woman number 7 start giggling. Footsteps are walking. Christopher stops at the curb, looks around, then starts walking into the middle of the road. A truck stops in front of Christopher, then the horn honks. Ryan James appears in the driver's seat. Hey pal, get out of the road. Christopher looks up at Ryan. Yeah, you pal, get out of the road before I get out and mess you up. Christopher continues staring at Ryan. The driver door of the truck opens. Ryan approaches Christopher. Are you deaf or retarded, pal? I said, and quat, move, and quat, yelled Ryan. You have a lot of anger for a little person. You'll come in handy, said Christopher. Will you move out of the way? Other vehicle horns are honking. Shut up. I'm trying to move this asshole, said Ryan, turning back towards Christopher. Christopher is holding a jar towards Ryan. I believe in your wrath, said Christopher, opening the lid of the jar. A black smoke surrounds Ryan. Ryan starts screaming. The black smoke covers Ryan, then disappears. Ryan is swaying, raises his head, opens his eyes, then they turn red. Go and destroy the city, my dear old friend, said Christopher. Ryan runs away. Christopher looks around. A white flash continuously flashes, then disappears. James appears, wearing a cloak. The hood of the cloak gets taken off. Where did you go, Christopher? Asked James, walking away. Sawyer Hawley appears walking down the sidewalk. Shane Hernandez appears behind Sawyer, then pushes him onto the ground. Yeah, stay down there. Where you belong, you retarded pussy, said Shane. Stop shoving me. And I'm not a retarded person, said Sawyer. Sure you are. So, do you have any money for me? I'm starving, said Shane. No, I don't have money, said Sawyer. What a waste. Get out of here. And next time, bring cash, said Shane. Sawyer stands up, then runs away. Shane smiles. Sawyer continues running, then bumps into Christopher. Sorry, said Sawyer. I overheard your friend there. You're kinda slow, aren't you? Asked Christopher. Not a lot, said Sawyer. Good. Because you'll be useful, said Christopher. For what? Asked Sawyer. For sloth, said Christopher, raising the jar, then opens it. A black smoke surrounds Sawyer. Sawyer starts screaming. Shane looks down the street, then sees Christopher. Hey, what are you doing? Stop that, said Shane. Christopher raises his hand. Shane goes still. You said, and quat. You were starving, and quat. I have the perfect thing for you, gluttony, said Christopher, raising another jar, then opens it. The black smoke surrounds Shane. Shane starts screaming. The black smoke disappears. Both Sawyer and Shane look up. Go, my friends, said Christopher. Shane runs down the street. Sawyer slowly walks away. Woman number 8 and kid number 1 are walking down the street. Thomas Hindmarsh appears, approaches, then grabs the ice cream from kid number 1. Hey, said kid number 1. Shut up, kid. This is mine. I get whatever I want. And no one will stop me either, said Thomas, walking away. Christopher walks around the corner, then smiles. Go get him, greed, said Christopher, opening the jar. The black smoke follows Thomas, then surrounds him. What the hell is this? Get away from me. Thomas starts screaming. The black smoke disappears. Thomas raises his head, opens his eyes, then they turn yellow. I need everything. For myself, and only myself. I need it, said Thomas, running away. The coffee shop appears. I'll be back. Need to piss, said Eric, walking away. Michael looks at the table, stands up, then approaches woman number 6 and woman number 7. So, how do you two ladies like to be with a real man? Asked Michael. Sure, where's your place? Asked woman number 6. Michael grabs a pen and a piece of paper, writes onto it, then hands it to woman number 6. Come around 6 o'clock, said Michael, smiling. Christopher appears at the coffee shop window, then sees Michael. A man that's good with the ladies. Lust would definitely do for him, said Christopher, opening the jar. The black smoke seeps through the coffee shop door, goes towards Michael, then surrounds him. Michael starts screaming. The black smoke disappears. Michael raises his head, opens his eyes, then they turn pink. Are you all right? Asked woman number 7. I'm fine now. Hey, forget 6 o'clock. Why not now? Come on, said Michael. Eric walks out of the bathroom, then sees all three walking out of the coffee shop. Where's Michael going? Asked Eric. Those two ladies picked him up, said Brittany. I guess I have to wait to go back to my apartment. I don't want to disturb him, said Eric. You're such a good person. Really? Asked Eric. Yeah, don't you think, Eric? Asked Brittany. Yeah, that's one thing I envy about you, Eric said. Eric, envy, huh? Asked Christopher, opening the jar. The black smoke seeps through, then surrounds Eric. Eric starts screaming. Eric, said Brittany. The black smoke disappears. Eric raises his head, opens his eyes, then they turn green. Are you all right, Eric? Asked Eric. Not one bit. Because you're such a good soul. Too much pride in your veins. I envy all of that. And you, all the guys you pick up. What about me, huh? Don't I deserve a chance with you? You choose all these guys, but not me. Why? Asked Eric. Eric, said Brittany, being interrupted. Don't say another word. I'm out of here. Maybe someone else could give me a chance, said Eric, walking through the back door of their coffee shop. What was that about? Asked Eric. I don't know, but something ain't right, said Brittany. James is walking down the street. Now, where would he be? A car swerves, then crashes. James approaches the car. The driver door is jammed. James holds up his staff. The driver door starts to undone, then opens. Number 6 falls out of the car. I got you, sir. What happened? Asked James. That, said number 6, pointing. James looks down the street. Ryan appears, throwing objects. Those things weigh more than that person. How's that possible? Unless. James raises his hand. A white orb appears. The Wrath demon appears. Wrath. Get to safety, sir, said James, walking towards Ryan. A mailbox gets thrown. James points his staff. The mailbox is floating, then gets set onto the ground, whistling behind Ryan. Ryan turns around, then sees James. You, said Ryan. Come on, Wrath. That's enough, said James. I don't think so, said Ryan. Don't make me hurt you, said James. You can't hurt me. No one can stop the Wrath, said Ryan, grabbing a fire hydrant, then throwing it. James moves. The water comes from the ground. James points his staff. A white light hits Ryan. Ryan goes into the building. James raises his hand. The fire hydrant covers the water. A creaking sound comes from the distance. James turns around. Ryan pulls a light post out of the ground, then swings it. The light post hits James. James goes through the building. The fire hydrant falls onto the ground. The water continues coming out of the ground. You won't stop us, James, said Ryan, dropping the light post, then running away. Both Brittany and Eric are walking down the street, then see the water coming from the ground. God, what happened here? Asked Eric. Something is definitely wrong, said Brittany. James groans, then walks out of the building. Hey, are you all right? Asked Eric, starting to run. What are you doing? Asked Brittany. Seeing if he needs help, said Eric, running towards James. James looks up at both Brittany and Eric. I'm fine. Thank you for asking, said James. Just making sure, said Eric. You have a kind soul. Why is that? Asked James. Just how I was raised, said Eric. Yeah, it's like he has too much pride, said Brittany. You're the one, said James. The one? Asked Eric. The one who'll stop this whole thing. You'll become pride and defeat the 6 other deadly sins, said James. What are you talking about? Asked Eric. The 7 deadly sins are here, said James. Yeah, they've always been here, said Brittany. No, you don't understand. After Jesus died for your sins, Satan made 6 of the 7 deadly sins. God made the last sin, pride. Whoever has the spirit of it inside them could defeat all 6 of the sins. But only one has the resilience that'll show. And that's you, Eric, said James. You've got the wrong person, said Eric. I need your help, Eric. With me by your side, we'll capture the sins and seal them away forever, said James. Fine, I'll help, said Eric. Me too, said Brittany. Let's find the sins, said James. Sawyer is slowly walking. Christopher appears next to Sawyer. Jesus, why did they even make you? You're too slow, said Christopher, disappearing. So, RRY, said Sawyer slowly. Footsteps are running. All 3 stop. Why's that guy moving slowly? Asked Brittany. Yeah, he's like a slug, said Eric. James raises his hand. The white orb appears. The sloth demon appears. It's Sloth, said James. Who? Asked Brittany. Sloth. The sin that makes us feel tired or groggy, said James. How do we capture it? Asked Eric. James forms a jar. When I say, open it, this'll be an easy capture, said James. Sawyer continues walking slowly. James nods his head. Eric raises the jar. Wind starts blowing. Sawyer is screaming. A black smoke surrounds Sawyer, then goes into the jar. The lid gets placed onto the jar. Sawyer falls onto the ground. What happened? Asked Sawyer. You were having a dream, said Brittany. It seemed real, said Sawyer. Dreams do that, don't they? Asked Brittany. You need to get home now, said James. Sawyer runs away. 1 down, 5 to go, said Eric. People are screaming. All 3 are running. What's going on? Asked Brittany. Someone is eating everything in sight. Run for it, said number 7. Gluttony, said James. All 3 continue running. Shane appears eating. I'm so hungry, so hungry, said Shane. James forms another jar. We need to capture it, said James. Eric grabs the jar, then approaches Shane. Shane looks up at Eric. No, I need food, said Shane, pushing Eric onto the ground, then jumping through the window. Damn it, said Eric. I'll chase him, said James, following Shane. Brittany looks at the pile of food. I have an idea, said Brittany. Shane continues running, then stops at a hot dog cart. James points his staff. Shane grabs the hot dog cart, then throws it. The hot dog cart hits James. Shane bites a hot dog, then runs away. Both Brittany and Eric approach James. Are you all right? Asked Eric. Yeah, but he got away, said James. Don't worry. I have an idea, said Brittany. Shane continues running down the street, grabs some pretzels, then eats them, whistling in the distance. Shane looks down the street. A pile of food appears in the middle of the road. Shane runs towards the pile of food, then starts eating it. A piece of meat gets picked up. The jar appears underneath the food. Wind starts blowing. Shane is screaming. The black smoke goes into the jar. Shane collapses onto the ground. Brittany runs, then places the lid onto the jar. There, we got gluttony, said Eric. 4 more left, said James. Christopher appears on the roof. The black mass appears floating next to Christopher, then stops. What's wrong, my pet? Asked Christopher. Black mass forms into James. No, James is here. He found us, and he'll spoil my plans. That ungrateful bastard. Tell the sins to be extra careful. The black mass disappears. Christopher raises the jar. The only sin I hate, and I won't release it either. Keep watching my destruction, said Christopher. Thomas appears, typing onto a keyboard. I need more money, more investments, more of everything. It's all mine, said Thomas, laughing. The bedroom door opens. Hey, how come you get more investments than me, huh? Don't I deserve more? Asked Eric. No, it's all mine. Now, go away, said Thomas. Not until I get what I need, and I need investments, said Eric. I already told you. They're mine, said Thomas. Both Eric and Thomas start fighting. All 3 are walking down the street. Where do you think the others are? Asked Eric. I don't know. This is a big place, said James. Eric goes through the first floor window, lands onto a car, then groans. There's Eric. I think he was possessed by one. He kept saying stuff like he was jealous or something, said Brittany. Envy, said James, raising his hand. The white orb forms. The envy demon appears. Envy, said James. A jar starts forming. How do we catch him? Asked Eric. He's a hard one to convince, said James. Thomas appears in the window. And stay away from my investments, said Thomas. Investments. I didn't know Tom had investments, said Brittany. The white orb reappears. The greed demon appears. That's greed. 2 for 1. Hopefully, said James, forming another jar. What's the plan? Asked Brittany. You 2 get greed. I'll handle envy, said James. Both Brittany and Eric run into the building. James approaches Eric. Eric looks up at James. It's no fair to fight me like this, said Eric. When's envy ever fair? Asked James, raising the jar. Wind starts blowing. Eric is screaming. The black smoke goes into the jar. The lid gets placed onto the jar. James walks into the building. Thomas continues typing on the keyboard. Money. That's all I need. Is my money, said Thomas. Both Brittany and Eric walk into the bedroom. Sorry, but your money is no longer good, said Eric. Thomas looks up, then hits Eric. Get away from my money. It's mine, not yours. I earned every penny, said Thomas. Brittany raises the jar. Thomas knocks the jar out of Brittany's hands. Get away from my money. This is mine, said Thomas. A white light hits Thomas. Thomas goes into the bedroom wall then. Groans. James walks into the bedroom. Sorry, said James. Stay away from my money. It's mine, said Thomas. Don't you know? Money's not everything, said Brittany, raising the jar. Wind starts blowing. Thomas is screaming. The black smoke goes into the jar. The lid gets placed onto the jar. All right, we need 2 more, said James. Woman number 6 is moaning. Oh, that feels great, said woman number 6. Michael moans, then lays next to woman number 6. How was that? Asked Michael. Great, said woman number 6. Woman number 7 appears sitting in a chair smoking a cigarette. Mine was fantastic, said woman number 7. Well, let's go again, said Michael. 3 times in a row. You'll hurt yourself, said woman number 6. I want to do it again, said Michael, laying on top of woman number 6. Hey, I said, and quat. No, and quat, said woman number 6. Michael slaps woman number 6. Don't say no to me. We're doing it again and again and again. Until I say we're done, said Michael. That'll kill us, said woman number 7. I want to keep making love to you until your last breath, said Michael. All 3 are walking down the street. Loud moaning comes from the distance. All 3 stop. Do you hear that? Asked James. Yeah, someone's having sex, said Eric. That's too loud, said James. Hey, ain't that one of the sins? Asked Brittany. Sex, said Eric. Lust, said James. All 3 start running. Michael is ramming woman number 6. Woman number 6 is groaning in pain. Stop it, you're hurting her, said woman number 7, grabbing Michael's arm. Michael hits woman number 7. Hey, said woman number 6. Shut up, bitch. Keep moaning, said Michael. The bedroom door opens. Both Michael and woman number 6 look up at the bedroom doorway. End of the line. Lust, said James, raising the jar. Wind start blowing. Michael is screaming. The black smoke goes into the jar. Michael collapses on top of woman number 6. 1 more left, said Brittany. Excuse me, could you get him off me? Asked woman number 6. All 3 are walking outside of the apartment building. A banging sound comes from the distance. All 3 are running, then stop. Ryan appears throwing objects. People are running away. Which one is that? Asked Brittany. Wrath, one of the strongest sins, said James. How do we capture this one? Asked Eric. I got no idea, said James. Eric grabs the jar. I have an idea, said Eric, running towards Ryan. Ryan looks up at Eric, then hits him. Eric falls onto the ground. Oh, that's gonna definitely leave a mark, said Brittany. James points his staff. The white light hits Ryan. Ryan goes into a light post, then groans. Get the jar. Quickly, said James. Brittany runs towards the jar. The black mass rises from the street, then blocks Brittany. Brittany stops in front of the black mass. What the hell is this? Asked Brittany. Brittany, run, said James, stepping, then goes still. Christopher appears. Hello, James, said Christopher. Christopher, said James, you almost had me defeated twice. But I guess you can't handle the pressure, said Christopher. You're a pathetic piece of shit, said James. No, you are, Because you can't finish what you started. Now, watch as I destroy the world, said Christopher. Brittany jumps onto Christopher's back. Christopher lowers his hand. James falls onto the ground. The black mass is floating towards James. James grabs his staff. The white light shines. The black mass hisses, then goes into the ground. James looks at Christopher. Christopher grabs Brittany's hair, then throws her onto the ground. Brittany groans, then looks up at Christopher. Nice try, said Christopher, raising his hand. James's staff hits Christopher. Christopher falls onto the ground. The pride jar rolls out of Christopher's pocket, then stops into Eric's hand. Eric opens his eyes, then sees the pride jar. Eric, open the jar, said James. Eric opens the jar. A white smoke surrounds Eric. Eric screams. No, said Christopher. The white smoke disappears. Eric raises his head, opens his eyes, then they turn purple. Ryan punches Eric. Eric looks up at Ryan. Ryan punches Eric again. Eric continues, staring at Ryan. Ryan swings his fist. Eric grabs Ryan's fist. Pride is stronger than wrath, said Eric, punching Ryan. Christopher looks at James. You bastard, said Christopher. James swings his staff. Christopher falls onto the ground. The black mass rises up from behind Brittany. Brittany turns around, sees the black mass, screams, then runs away. The black mass follows Brittany. Ryan goes into a building. Eric approaches Ryan. You aren't stronger than me, said Ryan. Then why am I standing? Asked Eric. Ryan punches Eric, then holds his fist. Ow, I think my knuckles are broken, said Ryan. James looks down at his hand, then forms a jar. Eric, said James. Eric looks at James. James throws the jar. Eric catches the jar, takes off the lid, then points it at Ryan. Wind starts blowing. Ryan is screaming. The black smoke goes into the jar. The lid gets placed onto the jar. Ryan collapses onto the ground. Christopher grabs a piece of glass, then jams it into James's leg. James screams, the falls onto the ground. Christopher stands up. I told you, I will always win. Evil will reign forever, said Christopher. A white light starts shining. Christopher looks up at Eric. Eric is holding up his right hand. Christopher turns around. James points his staff. The white light shines brighter. Christopher groans. No, not the light. Turn the light off. Turn it off, said Christopher. The light shines even brighter. Christopher looks at his hand, then starts deteriorating. Brittany gets to a dead-end street. The black mass approaches Brittany. A white light appears through the black mass. The black mass is floating around, then vanishes. Christopher, groaning, then vanishes. The white light disappears. Are you all right, Eric? Asked James. I'm fine. Thank you for your help, Master Holminski, said Eric. Ambassador, said James. Yes, James. I'm the sin of pride, said Eric. Well, I hope to see you soon, Ambassador, said James. Me too, my dear friend, said Eric. The jar is being raised. Wind starts blowing. Eric is screaming. The white light goes into the jar. The lid gets placed onto the jar. Brittany approaches. Are you all right, Brittany? Asked Eric. Fine, you? Asked Brittany. I'm good, said Eric. James grabs the 7 jars, then places them into a bag. So, now what? Asked Eric. I go home. I did my job. And Christopher won't ever come back, said James. Did you kill him? Asked Brittany. No, he's been banished to another world, said James. And the sins? Asked Eric. They'll be placed into our vault. We have. No one can get to them, said James. Well, thanks for everything you did for us, said Eric, raising his right hand. James shakes Eric's hand. Thank you for helping me, said James. Will we ever see you again? Asked Brittany. Probably not. Where I'm from, it's billions of years from here. Just stay safe here and live your life to the fullest, said James, grabbing his staff, then pointing it up. A white light shines into the sky, surrounds James, then gets brighter. Both Brittany and Eric cover their eyes, then look up at the sky. The white light flashes in the sky. Alpha Omega Obtes 84 appears. Christopher appears sitting on a log. I can't believe I got bested by James and his white light. When I get off this planet, I'm gonna kill him and all his universal friends. This isn't over, James. The black mass is floating, then disappears. What's wrong, my pet? Where'd you go? Asked Christopher. Vines appear moving through the ground. Christopher looks around. A giant man-eating plant appears. Christopher screams. The end.